Every year, during the first week of June, my family and I travel from Wichita, Kansas to Corsicana, Texas for our annual family reunion. During this week, we do just about everything you could think of doing on a farm. We wake up early in the morning and we feed the chickens. Then we head out and we ride horses, we play on hay bales, but our work day mostly consists of tagging, herding, and branding cattle. As much fun as this is, and we enjoy the fellowship and getting to catch up, this can also have dangers to it. One of the biggest dangers related to cattle work here on my grandpa's farm is rattlesnakes. And if somebody were to be bitten by one, you have to act quickly and get them to a hospital so that there's not permanent damage done to them. So there are many different things that you can do when it comes to a rattlesnake bite. But the first thing you do right after somebody's bitten is move away from the snake. Right after a snake bites somebody, they are afraid. The reason they bit you in the first place is because they're trying to protect themselves. They're trying to protect possibly a nest. So they're very angry at this point. What you want to do is move away from it. If you were not the one bitten, help that person move away, because this is another opportunity for that person to get bitten a second time or for somebody else to get bitten. Make sure that you move about 20 to 30 feet away. Another thing after this is to remain calm. If you were the one bitten, take a couple of minutes and just breathe in and out. Rattlesnake bites can be fatal, but you have time to get to a hospital. Calm yourself, take a minute to breathe, and then make sure that you are on your way to a hospital. You need to keep the victim warm and watch for signs of shock. When a trauma like this happens, many times because of the venom, people will go into shock. And signs are pupil dilation. Watch and see if their pupils are larger than normal. If this is the case, then you need to keep them warm. And after that, make sure to remove any jewelry or clothing that is around the bite site. So if you have a bite on your hand, you want to remove all rings and bracelets. This is because your body will begin to swell very quickly due to the venom in the snake bite. And if you don't remove it when it's time to remove it, they will have to cut it off when you get to the hospital. And finally, probably the most important rule, I would say, my grandparents would definitely agree with this, is no first aid is better than bad first aid. There are a couple of absolutely do nots when it comes to rattlesnake bites. Number one, you do not try and suck the venom out. This wise tale came from True Grit, where the guy cuts the girl's snake bite and tries to suck the venom out. This does not work. Many studies have been done on this, and this actually could be more harmful than helpful, because first of all, your mouth has a lot of bacteria in it, and you could actually cause an infection, and you're not going to get much poison out. Second of all, if you do get any poison out, that's going into somebody else's mouth, and that can cause them harm. So absolutely, under no circumstances, you try and suck the venom out. You do not want to tie a tourniquet around this person's arm, because that will cut off all blood flow, and you might have to end up amputating the person's limb. It could be a lot more dangerous by tying a tourniquet around their bite site. And then the last thing, obviously, is as fast as possible you want to get to a hospital, because really the only real cure for a venomous snake bite is anti-venom. That is the only thing that will cure a snake bite. So just to recap, you want to get away from the snake right after somebody is bitten, because you don't want anybody else to get harmed. You want to remain calm. This is absolutely important because you do not want the venom racing towards your heart. And number 3, no first aid is better than bad first aid.